The first delivery came at 9:43 p.m. I hadn't ordered anything. My phone was on the table, and the DoorDash app wasn't even installed. But when I opened my front door, a paper bag from Rico's Pizza sat on my welcome mat, steam still curling from the top. There was no driver in sight, just the faint rumble of an idling car somewhere down the street. At first, I thought it was a mistake. Maybe someone typed the wrong address. But when I looked at the receipt stapled to the bag, my stomach dropped. The order was placed under my name, and the delivery address was my house, written perfectly, including my apartment number. But the line that made my skin crawl wasn't the name or address. It was the note at the bottom. Leave it at the door. Don't knock. He hates the noise. I froze, staring at those words. He hates the noise. Who was he? I lived alone. Before I could think, my phone buzzed. A DoorDash text message. Your order has been delivered. Thank you for using DoorDash, Lucas. My heart skipped. Lucas, that was my name. But I hadn't ordered anything. Then came another message. Enjoy your meal, Lucas, smiley face. This time, it wasn't from DoorDash. It came from an unknown number. I looked out through the peephole. A white Toyota sat parked across the street, engine still running. The driver wasn't moving. They were just watching. And that's when I saw something move inside my house. Through the reflection on the glass door, I caught a glimpse, a faint, dark figure standing behind me near the kitchen. The smell of pizza filled the air, and a whisper brushed my ear. Did you forget to tip? I guess I should start from the beginning. My name is Lucas Miller, I'm 28, and I live alone in a small apartment just outside of Chicago. I work night shifts at a call center, so I'm used to weird hours and even weirder people. Nothing really scares me anymore, or at least, that's what I used to think. 3 days ago, I started getting deliveries I didn't order. It began simple, a milkshake from McDonald's, a bag of tacos, a few fries. I thought it was some glitch or prank, so I called DoorDash support. They told me there was no record of the orders under my account or card. But when I checked the receipts, they all had one thing in common: my name, my number, and my address. Every single one. The second delivery came the next night: a large pepperoni pizza, garlic knots, and a bottle of root beer. Again, my name, my address, paid online. This time, I waited for the driver. When he pulled up, I went outside before he could knock. He looked nervous, a young guy, maybe 20. Hey man, I said. I didn't order this. He blinked at his phone, scrolling through the order details. Says here it's yours. Paid with Visa ending in 4229. That's not my card number. He frowned. Weird. The instructions say to deliver to the side door, not the front. I felt my chest tighten. I didn't have a side door. Before I could say anything, his phone buzzed. He looked at the screen, then back at me. His face went pale. It says, he's standing right behind you. I spun around. Nothing. Just the quiet hum of crickets and the glow of my porch light. The driver muttered something about quitting, dropped the food, and bolted to his car. He peeled off down the street, tires squealing. I brought the food inside. Stupid, I know, but curiosity got the better of me. I wanted to see the receipt. Same name, same address. But this time, the note said, side door only. He doesn't like being seen. That's when I noticed something even worse. The timestamp on the receipt said 9:13 p.m., but the confirmation text on my phone came at 9:12, a minute before the order was placed. That night, I couldn't sleep. Every creak, every distant noise made my skin crawl. Around midnight, I got up to lock all the doors again, front, back, and balcony. When I reached the kitchen, I stopped. There was an empty DoorDash bag sitting on my counter. I hadn't brought it in. My heart started pounding. I opened the bag slowly, praying it was nothing. Inside was a small white box with a sticky note on top. The note read, "You left your phone at the table." But my phone was in my hand. Inside the box was a slice of chocolate cake and a photo of me sitting at my kitchen table, eating dinner. I don't even remember that night being taken. My clothes were the same, the plate was the same, but the photo was taken from outside, through the window. I dropped the box. The photo fluttered to the ground, face up. There was something in the background I hadn't noticed at first. A dark shape standing behind me, half hidden in the hallway. My phone buzzed again. Another unknown number. Want seconds? I turned off every light in the house. My hands were shaking as I grabbed a baseball bat and called 911. When the cops arrived, they found nothing. No cameras, no signs of forced entry, no strange cars. The officer said it was probably some prank or a mix-up. But before they left, one of them, an older guy, asked, "You said the food was from Rico's Pizza?" "Yeah," I said. He frowned. "That place burned down 3 years ago." I stared at him. "That's impossible. The pizza was hot." He didn't say anything else, just told me to stay somewhere else for the night. But I didn't have anywhere to go. I double-locked the doors, pushed a chair under the handle, and stayed awake until dawn. When morning came, I felt stupid for being so scared. The daylight made everything seem normal again. I even laughed at myself for believing something supernatural was happening. That was until the next night. At 9:41 p.m., there was another knock. This time, when I looked through the peephole, the DoorDash bag wasn't on the porch. It was inside the house, sitting at the bottom of the stairs, and the front door was still locked. The receipt read, "Enjoy your meal, Lucas. You'll need your strength tonight." The sound of footsteps came from upstairs. I wasn't alone, and that's when I heard the voice from the hallway whisper, soft, familiar, and cold. "Hey, you forgot your tip." I froze at the bottom of the stairs, staring at the DoorDash bag, sitting just a few feet away. My heart thudded so hard I could hear it echo in my ears. The house was dead silent, except for the faint sound of footsteps above me. Slow, careful, like whoever, or whatever, was up there didn't want me to know they were moving. The voice had sounded exactly like mine. The same tone, the same calmness I used when I talked to myself. For a second, I thought maybe I was imagining it. But the sound of the floor creaking overhead snapped that thought away. Someone was in my house. I tightened my grip on the baseball bat and stepped backward toward the front door. My phone was still in my pocket, so I pulled it out to call the police again. But as soon as I unlocked the screen, a notification popped up. It was a message from DoorDash. "Your order has been confirmed. Estimated delivery, 10 minutes. Another message followed, this time from that same unknown number. "Stay put, Lucas. I'm almost done upstairs." My entire body went cold. I could hear faint breathing now, just above me. I didn't even realize I was whispering until my voice cracked. "Who's there?" No answer. Just more soft creaks, and then a dragging sound, like something heavy was being pulled across the floor. My mind was racing. I wanted to run out of the house, but part of me was afraid that if I opened the door, whoever, or whatever, was upstairs would come rushing down after me. So instead, I took one more step back and tried to peer up the stairwell. That's when I saw it. A shadow stretched across the wall, long and distorted, moving down one step at a time. But there was no body casting it. The shadow moved by itself, descending the stairs, until it reached the last step and stopped. Then, I heard my own voice again. "Hungry." The lights flickered once, twice, then went out completely. I dropped the bat and fumbled for my phone, switching on the flashlight. The beam cut through the darkness, shaking in my trembling hand. Nothing. The shadow was gone. The stairs were empty. But when I turned back toward the kitchen, the DoorDash bag was gone too. My phone buzzed again. "Unknown number. I left your order on the counter." I didn't want to look. I didn't want to move. But my curiosity won again. Slowly, I stepped into the kitchen. The smell of food hit me first, warm, greasy, familiar. On the counter sat another brown bag, neatly folded at the top. Steam still rose from it. I approached it carefully, half expecting something to jump out. The note stapled to the front said, "This one's your favorite." My hands shook as I opened it. Inside was a cheeseburger, fries, and a chocolate milkshake. I hadn't eaten that combination since I was a kid, since before my mom died. And that's when I realized this wasn't random. Whoever was doing this knew me. I checked the receipt again. This time, there was no card information. Just one line written under special instructions. "Eat while it's hot. You're going to need your energy for the basement." The basement door creaked behind me. It had been shut for years. I'd moved into this apartment 3 years ago, and the landlord had told me not to use the basement because it was unsafe. I never questioned it. But now, the door stood wide open, and I could feel a cold draft seeping up from below. I pointed my phone flashlight toward it. The stairs leading down were swallowed in darkness. A faint scratching sound came from below. It wasn't rats. It was slower, rhythmic, like someone dragging their nails against concrete. "Hello," I whispered. The scratching stopped. Then, in that same voice, my voice, came a low laugh. "Come see what I've been cooking." I bolted toward the front door, twisting the knob with shaking hands, but it wouldn't move. It was locked from the outside. I yanked and slammed my shoulder into it, but it didn't budge. My phone slipped from my hand and clattered to the floor, the flashlight spinning wildly across the walls. That's when I saw something written on the mirror across the hallway. Foggy letters drawn as if by a finger. "Stop ordering food you didn't ask for." My breathing grew heavier. I backed up, my foot hitting the dropped phone. I picked it up, and another notification appeared. DoorDash delivery completed. Your total, $0. And right below that, another message. Would you like to reorder your last meal? The sound of the basement door swinging open echoed through the house. I turned. Someone, or something, was standing halfway up the stairs now. I couldn't see their face, but the outline was unmistakable. It was me. Same height, same hair, same clothes. He smiled, teeth too white in the dim light. "I told you I'd handle the deliveries." He held up a DoorDash bag and took one slow step forward. I stumbled back into the wall, my voice barely escaping my throat. "What are you?" He tilted his head. "You." The lights flickered again, and when they came back on, he was gone. Only the bag sat on the floor where he'd stood. I didn't want to touch it, but I also couldn't stop staring at it. Something about it felt alive. Then the smell hit me, metallic and sharp. Blood. My stomach turned as I slowly unfolded the top. Inside wasn't food. It was my wallet, my keys, and my phone charger, stuff I had left upstairs. I didn't remember bringing them down. Another text popped up, this time from my own number. Order received. Delivery in progress. Every light in the house flickered one last time and went out. The air felt thick, heavy, like something unseen was breathing beside me. Then I heard footsteps again, this time 2 sets. One from the basement, one from upstairs. They were both coming toward me. The doorbell rang. It chimed again and again, echoing through the darkness. I didn't move. I just stood there, clutching my phone light to my chest, waiting for whatever was next. And then, in perfect unison, 2 voices whispered from opposite sides of the house. "Your order's ready." The front door slowly creaked open on its own. A warm light poured in from outside, illuminating 2 identical figures standing in the doorway, both holding brown DoorDash bags. Both of them had my face, and both smiled the exact same way.